Hey guys, Jay here, and welcome to another video. I hope you all are having a wonderful day today. Today is vlog day, and I want to talk a little bit about what I've just recently watched on YouTube, because that's pretty much one of my main sources of entertainment is YouTube. Along with gaming, along with watching Netflix. That's kind of like what I do for my majority of my entertainment. So a lot of times I'm living under a rock, as some would say. But this time I kind of feel like I'm peeking out of my little rock and seeing what's going on in the world today. And the first thing I want to talk about is I've watched a video from Boogie2988, and he's a YouTuber I'm subscribed to. I don't always agree 100% on all of his views, just like, what other people say, but there are some things I do agree with and some things I'm very surprised and very interested when he posts things. And this is one of those times where I was very intrigued by one of his posts. And I'll put a little description and a link with both of the videos that I saw today. But Boogie2988, and he's actually, I believe it was a reaction to a video from Philip Defranco, on the DaddyOFive channel, which people are saying that a lot of child abuse is going on and blah blah blah. And I'm gonna go ahead and just say, obviously everybody's always innocent until they're proven guilty. In a court of law. So this is just one man's opinion, so please keep that in mind. I've watched a handful of their videos on DaddyOFive just to kind of familiarize myself with their channel and seeing what's going on, and they are a very big channel. They're actually pushing almost 1 million views. And as I was watching these, very similar to Boogie, to Steve's opinion, you started seeing some parallels, some consistencies with things that have happened in the past of our lives. And I found that very fascinating and very, I want to go out and get my pitchforks and my burning torches ready to start raging war against this YouTube channel. But I kind of felt like it was very interesting, and in one of the videos that I saw was their reaction video to all of the quote-unquote so-called haters, that there's child abuse and blah blah blah. Yes, this is the video. It's called Blocking All the Haters. This video, Blocking All the Haters, is the one that I just kind of stopped on after watching all of the videos that I did watch. I probably watched about a handful, maybe 5 or 6 videos. And especially saw some of the ones that were very focused on Cody, seeing as how he's obviously the most emotionally emoting child in their home, which was very interesting. But I kind of felt it was abusive emotionally, and that's just because of my background. I lived in a household where I had a stepfather who used a lot of negative reinforcement, a lot of fear tactics, used terminology like you're worthless, you'll never amount to anything in life, you will never reach your goals, you will never reach your dreams, you will never amount to anything in life. Those were very common things that were told to me and my family during this trying time in my life, which was very traumatic emotionally. And I saw those parallels. I saw some things that I don't agree with them doing, and their common comment in this Blocking All the Haters video is, "It's just a prank, bro." Which is a very common meme, in the digital world. And, well, yeah, it might be just a prank, but you got to understand that those kinds of things are going to stick with people during their lives. All the most traumatic things that have happened in my life emotionally have stuck with me. I still have nightmares on those things that have happened in my life. I still have, night terrors where, I feel like I have to physically, defend myself against, that particular stepfather figure in my life at that time because of all of the abusive things that were done to us kids. And it was very sad. It was very scary. Even though they're just words have weight. Words hurt. The common, golden rule, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. And watching all these pranks go down, I'm noticing that, these kids, it's very traumatizing to these kids. These are legit reactions. I mean, I can tell that the parents have planned all this out and even get some of the kids all involved with these quote unquote pranks. However, I'm seeing the trauma that these kids are going through. That's going to stick with them for the rest of their lives. A common theme in this particular Blocking All the Haters video is that, the kids are like, oh yeah, we're not traumatized, we're not being abused, but watching some of these videos, watching a kid, being pushed face first into a bookshelf and getting a bloody nose or a scratch or something, that's abusive, in my opinion. It's seeming, obviously, innocent till proven guilty. I don't want anybody to believe that I'm just, everybody go after these guys. I'm not saying that at all, but after watching Boogie, after watching Philip Defranco, after watching the handful of videos I saw on DaddyOFive, it is definitely a little alarming. It begs the question of what's really going on in that home. And in this video, they say, we've already been, investigated by, child services and stuff like that. Well, excuse me. The only thing with that is, child services, they are still human. They'll go into people's homes and people are legit, these kids are being abused, and they go in there and they just yeah, I'm not seeing that, because, abuse is always relative to the person, of what's going on in their culture. And so I want to kind of go back to, my wife and I, we actually just recently got certified, into the foster care world so that we can do, foster care. And watching some of these videos and going through these trainings about trauma with children, how to deal with it, and what is abuse and all this stuff. And there's the big three, which is emotional, physical, and then the one that we don't want to hear about or even talk about is the sexual abuse, which can seemingly be the worst of the three. But the thing is that depending on where the children are growing up and how they're culturalized within their homes as their family, they're going to see, even though it's seemingly, abusive from our standpoint, from their standpoint, that's normal. It's normal to yell and curse and say hateful things and to hit each other. And they're just oh yeah, that's normal. That's just kids being kids. When, some people with a reasonable mind would look at that and go, that's abusive. That's, very bad. So that's something to keep in mind, because we got to kind of look at it from the perspective of what's going on with this family. And we don't know what's going on with this family. We don't know how these parents were raised, if they were raised in an abusive environment, and so that they see that as a normality instead of an abnormality, which is what what some of us are kind of saying. And that's kind of interesting that, a lot of these people, they're coming out and speaking against, and hey, we need to get some awareness with this current video, this YouTube channel, is because it's abnormal. And it's very surprising to me that they are getting so many views. I'm looking at some of these videos having millions of views. People are seeing this as entertainment, which is kind of scary to me, and it's a little messed up in a lot of ways. But obviously you can be the judge of this. I'm not saying you're the final judge or anything, but you can tell for yourself if you believe that this is abuse or not. But from my standpoint, it's looking very questionable. But I just wanted to kind of put some awareness out there as well. I'll link you both of all the videos that I talked about today. The one from Boogie, the one from Defranco, and the blocking all the haters from DaddyOFive. And hopefully this video is interested you guys. It definitely hits a very, very hard pressure point when it comes to this kind of stuff, because I lived in a very abusive environment from the emotional standpoint, where where Steve or Boogie was very emotional and physical and sexual, and I don't know what Defranco went through or whatever, but it's obvious these people are seeing some parallels and seeing some things that don't look right. But anyways, you guys can check it out and give your own opinions yourselves. But I would love to hear some more feedback from you guys if you want to leave it in the comment section below. So please like, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, we will see you in the next one.